Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll into our post-qualifying press conferences, and we've now been joined by our second fastest qualifier going into Sunday's race. We are now joined by Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Chevrolet. And Martin, always nice to come home, but always nice to come home and qualify on the front row. So talk a little bit about your lap.
Yeah, it's I feel like I just left here. Didn't I just leave here? It's been a good day. We unloaded off the trailer, felt pretty good about the car. Didn't think it was a front row car, but worked on it between practice and qualifying, and guys made some good adjustments. So felt like the first two rounds we ran and left a little bit out there, tried to save a little bit of tires, and felt like the car was right where it needed to be. And then really felt like we had a shot at it. The third round, just for some reason the car got tight, so missed it just a little bit there for round three. But all in all, second's good, and we can get to work tomorrow, and really excited to see what this thing will do in race trim. Typically we race better than we qualify, so it's a good sign for us, and hopefully the rest of the weekend will go well.
Believe this is your best qualifying effort of the season. We were just listening to your interview on TV where you talked about what the team did this week to have the car turned around from Charlotte. Talk a little bit about the team and just how special they are, to you and the organization.
Well, it's just awesome to see the effort put in. I think everybody's just really excited about how we've been running, and I feel like everybody on the team can just taste that victory and is willing to really put it all on the line and work extra hard and do whatever it takes to kind of get over that hump. So just really, really thankful for all the hard work back in Denver. This car got home from Charlotte Monday night after midnight and had to leave to come here Tuesday night at midnight. So awesome job by them to turn the thing around and obviously bring it here and have some speed again. So just thanks to those guys. I love driving their cars, and it's been awesome lately to see what they've been able to give me.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take questions for Martin. If you have one, please raise your hand and state your affiliation, and we'll start with Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Martin, how big a production is it to change a car from an intermediate car to a car that's going to run at Dover? And is it unusual that you've run this car 3 times in a row now, and is it just the comfort of the car that you like?
Yeah, to the second question, this is a brand new car we brought to Kansas. It's kind of the latest and greatest that they could come up with, and honestly, it's the only one we have right now. So that's kind of the reason we keep turning it around. We don't have a second car that's like this one yet. It's they're still building it. So that's the first part. And the second part, I don't know how much is really different. I think the biggest thing is they just have to strip all the parts and pieces off the thing and almost take it down to a bare chassis, fix the body work, this and that, paint job and all that stuff. So they really, kind of strip the car down and rebuild it. Suspension pieces all come off and everything comes off. So it's quite a lot of work to do in just a short amount of time.
All right, before we start with Kyle, does anyone have any additional questions for Martin? All right. Martin, congratulations on a good starting spot, and we wish you the best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
We've now also been joined by our third place qualifier, driver of the number 42 Target Chevrolet, Kyle Larson. And Kyle, this is, I believe, your third top 10 starting spot at Dover. You had 2 previous, I think a 5th and a 7th. So talk a little bit about this track and why it suits your driving style.
Yeah, Dover, I guess, suits my driving style. It's pretty aggressive racetrack. For whatever reason, we have qualified well here every Cup start I've had. Even I think nationwide now Xfinity, I think I qualified okay then too. So yeah, we raced actually well here too at the end of last year. So hopefully have a good weekend. It's been a good start. It's been a while since I've been in a media center, so that's nice. And then I thought our car was good in race trim too. So looking forward tomorrow to try and tweak on some things to make the Target Chevy even faster, and we'll have a good pit selection, which is nice, and then a good race hopefully on Sunday.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Kyle. If you have one, please raise your hand and state your affiliation. We'll start with Jeff and then come up to Scott.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Kyle, what's fun about a lap here? What makes it enjoyable?
Well, especially in qualifying, you just run as hard as you can, and you carry a lot of speed into the corner. I really don't feel like the drop off into one is quite as well. I mean, it's fun, but I I have a bigger issue with into three, because into three is a lot rougher. So that corner to me is a little bit more wild than 1 and 2. It's pretty technical too. Once you can carry a lot of speed, in and through the middle, but then you hurt your exit. So it's kind of, a lot of different driving styles work well here, I think. Like, you can be, like I said, aggressive in, but then you lose time off, or you could kind of take it easy through the center of the corner and gain a lot of speed on exit and still run the same lap time with either driving styles. So I don't know. There's just it is a fun track because you can drive it different ways kind of every lap.
All right, Scott, go ahead.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times. Kyle, you said it's been a while since you've been in the media center. What have been some of the reasons why you've maybe had a little bit of a sophomore slump this season? Do you think maybe this effort can kind of start turning things around a little bit?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we can get some solid runs going. But I don't know. We've just been struggling this year. I don't know if the rules changes have affected us, I think they have affected us. But then we've had races where we've had a lot of speed, and whether it's something I do at the end of the race that gets us a bad finish, or just whatever it may be. It seems like I don't feel like any race we've ran really this year we've finished where we deserved. Maybe other than last week at Charlotte. But we've been running well a lot of times, and finished outside the top 10. Kansas, we ran top 3 most of the race and finished 15th. I could name a handful of them where our finish wasn't where we probably should have been, but a lot of it's been our fault. So just got to get a little bit quicker. I feel like we haven't challenged for many wins yet this year, or any wins really, where last year we'd been close a couple times already. So we got some work to do. We've been getting a little bit better, and then we kind of got off the last couple weeks, and hopefully starting now it seems like we're getting the speed back in our cars.
Additional questions for Kyle? We'll go to Chris.
Chris Knight, GetChance.com. Kyle, do you miss racing as much as you did in the Xfinity Series on Saturday? It seemed like that you ran well on Saturdays, and it helped towards the Sunday program.
It didn't help my Sunday program last week, but sometimes I miss running double duty. But it is nice when I look at my calendar leading up to the week and I see big gaps in the schedule, where I'm used to just doing, in and out of cars. Fridays and Saturdays are really tough when you're doing double duty, just because you're constantly in a race car and stock cars are really hot. So I like not running as much in the Xfinity Series, but then again, I do think it helps my Sunday stuff out, because you get to come down pit road 3 or 4 times in an Xfinity race, which helps a lot. Just getting that practice before your main job on Sundays. You getting to learn different lines and stuff helps too. But it is relaxing when you only run one car.
Any additional questions for Kyle? All right, Kyle, we wish you the best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you, guys.